Early last year, I lost my job. I had been there over 5 years, always outperforming everyone, but new management had different ideas for going into the future and let me go. I was beyond done working with people, doing the everyday commute to and from work, doing face-to-face sales just burnt me out on working with people, so I decided to pursue working from home. I figured since I already had a good gaming setup, mic, and everything else, that some sort of online sales would fit me best. After many weeks of applying and getting nowhere, I saw an ad for a remote personal assistant. The pay was well more than I had ever made. The only requirements were a clean legal background and a valid state driver's license or ID. I applied, thinking it would just end up nowhere like all the rest prior. People with only one job of experience in minimum wage don't usually get jobs that pay all that well. Not even an hour later, I get a text on my cell phone saying I was accepted for the position. The only responsibilities that were listed were receive and transfer money to our US clients. And to start, all I had to do was reply with accept. I was a little hesitant and did some research. They never listed a company name, info, or anything. I found some pages online about scams doing this to take your bank information. In my case, I'm broke and I have nothing, so they can't take anything from me. So what's there to lose, right? I replied, accept. The next day, I received a text with a tracking number and a message attached saying, await further instructions. Okay, that's a little weird, seeing as I never sent them my address. Hell, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. 2 days go by, and a package ends up on my doorstep. And I open it up to find a check written for $25,000 written to me. No way I was just going to cash that without any sort of guidance. I was expecting them to give me some sort of training or course on what to do on it as soon as it arrived, but got nothing. Days go by, and still nothing. Until about 9 days later, I finally got another text. It told me to keep $5,000 of it, and then detailed instructions on how to transfer it to their client. I will not share any of their information of the client for my own safety. I have been doing this job for a few months at this point. I've made dozens of transfers, some being much larger than others. The average amount will be between $25,000 to $45,000, always having $5,000 attached. One in particular was $105,000. This is one that really got me more on my feet about the business more than I already had been. I had never even seen that much money before. I continued doing the normal transfer as any other time, only to be wanting to find out who the hell I'm working for. No information about them exists online. I tried texting that last number to send me the tracking number, seeing as it's a new number every time I get a new package, about just wanting more info on the company. As you would have guessed, I got no reply. The only information I had to go off of was the name of the persons being transferred and their state. It was always a very generic name on the transfers, something like James Wall. This is not an actual name, but a reference as to show how common it was. So, searching for Facebook for them was basically pointless because hundreds of people in that state and city had that same name. While doing research, something did strike me though. Upon searching online, the very same day I was told to transfer the money. There was a news article of a homicide later that day of a man in the same city as the one I transferred to. Now, I couldn't tell you why this interested me. Maybe it's just years of exposure on murder mystery TV shows. Again, I must tell you that for my safety, I am not going to provide specific details about this man. But the article did clarify that he was a man of a higher class, so to speak. This really provides nothing beneficial, as I just thought I would mention it. This led me to an idea that has changed my thoughts on my job ever since. I keep records of all the transfers I do, so I decided to do something similar to prior findings. I searched the date of the transaction and then either a homicide, suicide, or other death in that state or city during the time frame. I almost went into shock to find that everyone lines up with someone being murdered or found dead. Every single one. There was one odd one, though, that I didn't think matched. It was the one that correlated with the $105,000 check. The description of the person on the article was very insignificant. No job, lower class, average younger adult. Nothing that would strike me as them needing to pay so much for this person. Even the ones that were only $25,000 were very high-class people. I sent texts to every single number that has been texting me saying that I am leaving the company, just trying to get the hell out without making it a big deal. Maybe if I just make it seem like I found a new job, that they will think nothing of it. Not some time after, I received a text. It was another tracking number. There was no way I was doing this anymore. I ignored it. A few days later, the check comes. This one is a big one, $100,000, almost the same amount as the other large one. I put it in a drawer and blocked all the numbers that had ever texted me. If I don't cash the check, they can't hold me responsible, right? But not even a day after I received another text. This one was different. It read, "Give the whole amount to at this location." It was in my city. Not only did they not include my usual keep $5,000, but they wanted me to meet this person face to face? No. God, no. I never cashed that check. A few weeks go by of silence. No text, packages, or anything else. I was just getting over it and ready to start fresh again, when finally, it happens. I get another text. It's a tracking number. Unfortunately for me, I was low on money at this time. Getting used to well over $5,000 a month is very different for a person not coming from a wealthy family like myself. I had rented a nice apartment and was paying very large amounts for things I shouldn't have. DoorDash really adds up when you get it 3 times a day, so my lifestyle adapted to those checks and the money ran out very fast. I decided if this is a usual transfer, I will continue doing it. Upon receiving the text following the check, this one told me to keep $10,000. I guess you could say call it a raise for staying in the company. It's the only thing that comes to mind. An idea did pop up in my head, though, that disturbs me. The check that I never cashed. Why the hell did they want me to do it in person? Why was my usual $5,000 not included in it? All this never sat right with me, and then it came. That money. It was for them to end my life. No need to get a middleman to cash it if I was going to be the one doing that part myself. That's what they pay. That's the price for when one of us wants to leave. To even think that for an instant, one of these people who did this were in my city and were going to be after me. It scares me in ways I could never imagine. I never want to be in that situation again. I live every day only thinking the worst of what could come from all of this. What would be worse? Being found to be involved in some sort of ring involved in murders? Or being dealt with by those very same people? I live every day to the fullest, as if it was my last. I get paid a lot more now, and I handle many more transfers a month. The last 2 months, I've made over $55,000 a month. At the beginning of this year, they sent me a full-on spreadsheet on how to write off my taxes. It was approved, and everything went fine. So I guess that's one less thing to worry about. Hey everyone, thanks for watching tonight's video. And thank you to the Snipe Sully for writing this awesome story and allowing me to narrate it here on the channel. If you want to hear more from him, the original link is down below. I got a new Instagram account That's up now, so you can follow there for more exclusive Instagram content. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or leave a comment down below, as it really helps the channel grow and get this video out to more people. And other than that, that's all I've got for you tonight. Oh, and remember, when you're looking for a new job, always find out who it's for. Good night.